Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Vernon, and then today you are tuning in to our CM Eco Coffee with CM Eco live session. And today we're going to talk about some areas around sustainability moving forward. And today, before I bring in our amazing guests, I just would like to introduce CM Eco a bit to everyone. All right, so over here. We have this session here today. Thanks for making time on your lovely, lovely Saturday afternoon. Okay, and with CMECO, who we are a group of youthful entrepreneurs who actually want to come together and build products as well as programs that are sustainable for the environment. What we do is we supply and distribute biodegradable food packaging and eco-friendly products, and we also run programs for kids, programs and awareness activities with universities, schools, and councils around Peninsular Malaysia. All right. So going back to the session, I'm now going to bring in two amazing speakers to share with all of you today. We have Xin Lim from the Asli Co, sorry, and Kelvin Koay from National Pharmacy. Now, Xin Lim with Asli Co, they are all about doing fantastic community-driven projects with the Asli community, and we also have Kelvin Koay, who currently has 3 branches in Malaysia and has received his SME 100 award last year. So bringing them in now. Can't wait. All right. And hey, so Xin, I think you gotta unmute yourself first.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Xin, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, and now we've got Kelvin as well. So Kelvin, welcome, Kelvin.
Hello, thanks for inviting.
All right, guys. Thanks for making time and being part of the show. So before we get into the juicy bits of today's session, guys, can you introduce yourselves a bit to our audience today on who you guys are? Okay, take it away. Let's start with Xin.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I'm Xin from the Asli Co, and we're an impact-driven social enterprise. So we train and work with women from marginalized Orang Asli communities so that they can earn a sustainable income by producing quality products from home. So we train them to make soaps, hand sanitizers, cement pots, and coming soon, face masks, reusable ones.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Next, then we'll pass it on to Kelvin.
All right, thanks for inviting Vernon. All right, I'm Kelvin from National Pharmacy. National Pharmacy helps people to obtain the right medicine, right supplement, and medical equipment to optimize and enrich lives. So since 2016, we have helped countless of mothers and children, sharing them the right nutrition, ensuring healthy and happy growth. Then later on, we also extended our consultation service to help cancer patients to reduce their side effects during their chemo treatment with the use of course, healthcare products.
All right.
Back to you, Vernon.
Thank you. Thanks very much for the introduction, guys. All right. So before we move on to the next bit, just want to make sure that everyone has a drink right now because this is the coffee with Sam Eco session. You gotta have a coffee or something with you. All right. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be the same. All right. So before we continue, we want to see, guys, those of you listening in, can we get some comments saying, hey, yeah, and so on and so forth, just so we know you're there. It's going to give our speakers some good energy, All right. Okay. So now that we are here, now the big reason why we chose to host this session today is because we want to talk about some of the things that we've undergone throughout the COVID-19 adversity that we've been through just this year. Now, I believe that those of us here went to full swing for survival mode and everything. But one of the things that we noticed is that we've had a massive increase in output for plastic waste throughout the COVID-19 due to an increase in deliveries. Now, talking about that, I believe that we sort of want to ensure that moving forward as we progress post MCO, we want to be more sustainable in our ways. And today, that's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So moving on to our session, we're going to start with the question of the day. And the first one that we're going to come up with is this. So do you currently have a strategy around practicing environmental sustainability within your business? And how do you ensure your business will be able to adapt through the changes during and post MCO? So can we start with Kelvin now?
All right. Thank you. So initially, we don't have a strategy around it until DBKL started to notify all merchants to change to biodegradable bag in 2018. So not much news, not much enforcement until last year, 2019. DBKL started to enforce on green bags with EcoCert, not any other cert, but with Xin Lim EcoCert, not the OXO biodegradable even. Then only I realized there are so few companies producing such bags, and I think it was I'm very fortunate that I was being introduced to CM Eco Vernon, I think at a very timely manner. Well, the only sustainability back then was, frankly speaking, is not to get fined from the local authority and just to continue business. So they say we will cut the business license if let's say you don't use this Serum Eco bag. So after that, Vernon has actually shared with me about the difference between OXO degradable plastics, and I did a quick research on OXO bags as well. So OXO bags are created to break down faster than our normal plastic bags. One thing is it leaves behind microplastic, which is very difficult to refine later on. Yeah, that's for my take.
All right, all right. Thanks for that, Kelvin. What I like as well is that throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, while your business was still running and you're doing your deliveries, I think you did continue to use biodegradable bags, and I think that's something that's commendable throughout the session. Great, great. Thanks so much for sharing on that. Moving on to Xin. What's your take on this?
Okay. So we actually started when we started a year ago. Our first product was actually made reusing bubble tea cups. So it's
Nice.
So we collect the used bubble tea cups, which are technically waste everywhere, and then have our orang asli friends make cement pots in them. So it we started from there, and then on, as a principle, we put environmental sustainability as one of our core product development principles. And we always consider the environment when doing our packaging design, and also making choices of using soy ink or having smaller packaging, and or encouraging our customers not to use packaging for customized orders. Yeah. So in terms of MCO, we actually did not do any changes during MCO because it's always been part of our business to be environmentally sustainable. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool, great. Thanks a lot for that. Love it that you've already had some practices in place for environmental sustainability. All right, so let's move on to the next bit of the questions. So what are some of the initiatives implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic, and did you have plans for eco-sustainability prior to the quarantine period? And how do you see this evolving moving forward? Now, shall we flow on from Xin? I know you finished up. You want to continue on from there? Like, what are your plans moving forward from COVID-19?
Okay. Because of COVID-19, actually, we were very lucky to be able to produce hand sanitizers right before the MCO hit. So about 3 weeks before MCO was announced, that was when we decided to go into making hand sanitizers. And so it was a right time to produce this, and we got a lot of orders because of because of it being an essential product. Now, moving forward, I think another one of the essential products are actually reusable face masks. You've seen news about how the disposable one-use surgical masks are now ending up in oceans and landfills. And if every person has to wear one every day when they go out, soon Earth will be covered with surgical face masks everywhere. So that's why we're going into the reusable ones as soon as possible, and we're already in production right now for our reusable fabric face masks.
Awesome, awesome, love it so much. All right, okay. What about you, Kelvin? What do you think? What do you think? What about you moving forward? What are your plans around environmental sustainability?
All right. As a pharmacy, frankly speaking, our options on the packaging available from our suppliers are still quite limited because, well, apart from using the eco-plastic recycling bags or the IKEA bags that are meant to be reused multiple times, we have very little control over our supplier choice of plastics or any other materials. Because once again, we are talking about shelf life. Their packaging, I mean the supplier's packaging, is to protect the whatever the content inside to last for a longer period of time. That is understandable. However, I do hope to see that in the future that our courier self-sealing bags are biodegradable, as we are
Yep.
currently experiencing a boom in the delivery logistics, which I foresee that that could be a very huge potential issue.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I think with regards to this biodegradable courier bags, we have seen them more overseas, but I believe more so that we need products like that in this region. So it's definitely something that we at CMECO are also looking into, perhaps getting involved in, being able to provide such products to businesses as well. All right, cool. So let's move forward. Loving the energy so far. And just to make sure that our audience is not asleep, guys, can we get a hi to the group, or say hello, or yo? Cool. All right. So as we move on, the next bit is so both your organizations have dealt with CM Eco in the past, taking on sustainable products in order to better serve your clientele. Has these practices impacted your brand? If so, how? All right, Kelvin, let's start with you this time.
All right, frankly speaking, probably it could be due to COVID. Our data is actually not suggested that there's any difference between using the eco bag or not. But once again, the impact or the side effect of using plastic bags usage might not be felt by the older generation or even our current generation, what we are experiencing right now. However, our younger generations, there is a movement started to come on because they feel like they have to live in this world of plastics where probably they inherit from us. So I could understand from their point of view as I do not want my children to be worried about what food source they are coming from because of these microplastics, which I'm hugely concerned of.
Okay, cool. Great. I like that you're linking ideally how your business is going to run over time and the ideals for what's next for the future generations. All right, great. And now over to you, Sin. What about you?
So we get a lot of support from environmentally conscious customers and people who want to give back to the community. And they particularly like it when we actually put the effort into being environmentally conscious. And they've also given us feedback. Even customers have said, how about you sell your soaps without any box or any plastic? So we've been trying and in R&D to try to make things that have no packaging if possible, and taking
Love it.
on their feedback. And also for the sanitizers, we do know that there's a lot of plastic involved because it's a liquid product.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we encourage our customers to keep the bottles and not throw them away, because then we introduce the big refill bottles, which we collect back and just refill it. And they can then refill the smaller bottles. So to not use more, to create more waste. Yeah.
All right. All right. That's great. That's great. Good to know. All right. So moving on. For today, our next lovely question is, for a business to be future fit and resilient, building core values around practices that are sustainable to our communities, environment, and economy are all key pillars to be equally looked at. Now, what do you guys think about this statement right here? Do you think that there has to be a certain priority to where focus should be driven toward at different phases of the business, or do you also think that these areas of focus should be given equal importance, and why? So, who wants to go with this first for this question? Sin, you want
All
to
right,
go? You want to go first,
I'll
or
go first.
Kelvin? All right, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure,
I'll go
Kelvin,
first.
take it
Yeah.
away. Yep.
So in my last point of sharing, I mentioned about the future generation movement. Well,
Mhm.
yes, probably it's going to appeal the younger generation and to safeguard their interests, or at least we are to safeguard our interests of our kids' future generation. Well, probably not what we are experiencing now, but what our kids, our grandkids, they are inheriting the earth from us. Well, I couldn't imagine a world that I would have to live in filled with plastic. Um, Prior to this, our talk, go and have a watch on the documentary movie on plastic paradise, and actually how it has impact very tiny part of the world. But if we have to live on for a longer period of time, I believe that piece of plastic will uh, sooner or later will cover up the entire earth, which is quite scary to see.
All right, all right, yeah, definitely. All right, all right. And what about you, Sin? What are your thoughts and your take on this?
Mm, for us, all three of these values are equally as important. And I recall a situation, not a situation, a opportunity in my previous company as head of product of FlexiRoam.
Okay.
So I consciously pushed for a smaller packaging for our SIM cards to reduce waste and leave a smaller footprint on the earth. But it's also as a cost saving measure. So there's economic value to reducing waste and trying to be environmentally friendly. It's not always an additional cost to the company to choose to be environmentally conscious. Yeah. So as such, we reduced the packaging from this size to about this size and save on paper, on printing, on inks, and we just have to consciously make it a choice to think for the earth and not just for convenience.
Love it, love it. Echoing what you just said, Sin, we agree. I think it is a conscious decision on wanting to move forward sustainably toward the environment, just as much to grow the business economically and also provide social impact towards our communities. One thing I have to say, I think throughout COVID-19, a lot of businesses went into fight or flight mode, and it was all about survivability, and hence there was a bigger focus around cost savings. But now moving forward, now that we've come through what I believe would be the lowest point of how our economy was doing, I do believe that now that it's on the rise and as businesses start to recover, yes, the landscape is different, but I also believe that um, now that it's on the rise, we should bring back that focus around social impact, around environmental impact, and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
once
that's
again,
how we feel
coming
about
back
it.
to the community and economy,
Hmm.
I'm thinking of if let's say we are to use more plastics at the moment, all right,
Hmm.
because of fight or flight, and then the government have to spend additional money to clean up the waste. because we have to keep our earth clean, and also the recycling process is definitely going to cost a huge lot of money. And the money they are coming from will be from taxes, which we are actually as a community, we are actually paying that kind of work to be done. So instead of the taxes are being used to probably into education, now we are just using it to put into recycling the materials. I think it's a whole cycle that we have to look at before. I think that's where I'm coming from.
Love it. Yep. That's a great addition to that. Yeah, and I think you're completely right, Kelvin, because if we're not producing as much waste through it, then we'd definitely be able to conserve some of those resources for other more important areas. All right, cool. So here's a sneaky question. So what is your burning desire in relations to the environment that we live in? What is the most ideal situation that you can visualize that you want to see happen? But let's not look all over the world yet. Let's just look at Malaysia for now. I believe Malaysia has a lot to offer when it comes to the environment. We have a fantastic rainforest, and it's very old, full of wonder. And that's where I come from. What about you guys? What is your burning desire? Who wants to go first? Yeah, okay, go for it, Sid.
Okay. It's a long shot, but I wish that we would all learn not to throw trash into our seas and into our surroundings, and that we somehow find a way to manage all the trash and keep our Mother Earth beautiful and the way nature intended. So that would be my really number one wish for Malaysia to no longer see trash on the streets, in our longkangs, in the seas, especially.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. Now over to you, Kelvin.
Um, right, I'm actually looking at it from a healthcare perspective. Uh,
Yeah,
Certain plastic materials actually behaves like estrogen hormones, which is a female hormones in our body. And now we are consuming on the daily usage, right? Plastic Tupperwares, plastic bottles. Although we are not directly eating the plastic itself as our staple food, but plastic compounds are leaching into our food when it hits a certain temperature before we consume it. Well, think about it. When these plastics are in the ocean, right, and they reach our water source and our food, for example,
yeah,
fish,
yeah,
seafoods, and also it will be probably in our chickens as well, right? Because of landfills,
yeah,
and this microplastic will be taken up by those earthworms, and the chicken
yeah.
will eat the earthworm, and it ends up in the chicken as well. So it is a chain that
Yeah,
actually comes back to us eventually. Well, if let's say we're looking from a healthcare perspective, with the improvement of medicine, we are now live longer to see the side effects of our action. This is happening right now. Our grandparents used to live up to the age of 40 plus 50. Our great grandparents lived to up age
yeah,
40 plus. And when if let's say they have a 80 plus is considered very super golden age. But now average man um, life expectancy in Malaysia is 77 years old. That is
okay.
already double. We are good enough to see three generations. Well, for me, probably on the selfish side, at least I do not want to see my children to suffer due to our poor choice of selection.
Okay,
That's my
okay. Love it. Thanks, Kelvin. It's so meaningful that when you put it that way, because you're not just thinking now what's next and what happens after that, what happens to the following generations. Are we actually leaving behind um, the environment and the planet, Malaysia as a whole, to the next few generations in a condition that we want to be able to engage with? All right, all right. Thanks for that. That was really sweet.
I
Okay,
guess that is
so
I guess that
yep.
one is more of a parent's kind of instinct.
I'm not fully there yet.
When you
But
see
in the
your
near
kids
future.
saying, hey, what's that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, okay. So, okay. Now, before we open the floor to questions to anyone from the audience, what would be your last piece of advice to other business owners out there who are planning to be more environmentally sustainable? Any potential ideas on where to start? I think a lot of people out there have the notion that they're aware of the severity around plastic pollution, but sometimes we just don't know where to start. Uh, and you can tackle this from two angles. One as just an everyday citizen. How can I support this? How can I support businesses this way? And from the other perspective of as a business, how should we start? Okay, would like to you know go for it.
Ladies first.
All right, cool. Ladies first. Let's go.
Okay. So there's this famous quote from Anne Marie, who is a blogger from zerowastechef.com.
Yeah.
She says that we don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly. So yeah, we don't have to be hard on ourselves for not being able to do zero waste completely. You know, some plastics are necessary, are some are required, and we can't do it perfectly. But if we have millions and billions of people just doing a little bit, it would actually stack up a lot. And as a business, it's actually easy to just start small, take baby steps, and do whatever you can to begin. And then the journey of going into being environmentally conscious and sustainable becomes very easy after. So it reminded me of our journey with the Aslico. So when we first started, it was absolutely scary and we didn't know what we were doing. But uh, just go for it, you know, just try little steps. Start from whatever that you are doing. For example, if you're making products, packaging, if you are doing deliveries, find sustainable packing material, you know, choose paper instead of plastics. It's very little, but it helps because if millions of businesses do that, that would be millions of plastic saved every day. Yeah. And
Nice.
there's also one thing, another one where it's just one straw, but when it's said by 7 billion people, it's 7 billion straws every day. So if you just stop doing the straw thing, it's 7 billion straws saved every day.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's an awesome share, Sin. Okay, now moving on to Kelvin. So it sounds a bit hard to beat Sin's answer.
Hers is very
But no pressure.
gracious, beautiful world that we are living in. So I'll tick on the probably the hard truth, I guess, to look out for the local council directive because if they impose fines, personal story, it gets changed very very fast. It's definitely a push factor. All
Okay.
right. At the point of time when we were not allowed to use any other plastic bags, I started off with no plastic bag at all at a point of directive, and I couldn't look for bags with the Xin Lim cert. Of course, I got a lot of complaints, but was very fortunate. I don't have to wait long until Vernon pops out lah. I think it's quite a
Yep.
timely manner.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, and probably another selfish kind of a personal perspective. If let's say we are to use the plastic ongoingly, and everywhere will be filled with plastics, and it's definitely not an easy. It will take a lot of hard work just to recycle back the plastics. and being lingering around, there are a lot of hormones being going into our body unknowingly. I think that's the danger side from coming from healthcare. We as a healthcare professional, we often heard of people saying, "Hey, pharmacist, this medicine, is it a lot of side effects? Apparently, I see online there are a lot of side effects." Well, not to judge them. Some of them continue on smoking, all right, despite knowing the side effects of smoking. And some of them even know that the side effect, if let's say the disease are not controlled, the side effects actually huge. It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
So if let's say we are linking back here, if we are continue to use on plastic bags, and it's remain because the plastic bags are so cheap nowadays, but it will eventually cost us a lot more in our many years to come.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Thanks for sharing that, Kelvin. What I like about your answer as well is that, you know, you were real about it. You know, you didn't have to say that you always had a core value or strategy around being environmental, and you started regardless of starting with the council's help and push. But what I like is that uh, we all start from different places, and linking that back to what Sin said, it's all about baby steps. It's all about everyone doing little steps that count towards wanting to make that change. And as long as everyone is trying, I believe that more businesses would adopt such practices. I believe that more consumers and clients will support those businesses just as much. And with a larger following around environmental and eco sustainability, I believe that the councils as well would then fast track and work towards building directives and policies around that support this growth. All right, so love it, love it. All right, guys, do we have any questions? Can we get some questions from the floor? Anyone has any questions for our amazing speakers here today, on what they've shared, or any questions on how we've done throughout the COVID-19 and post COVID-19 MCO? All right.
I recall a
Yep,
bazaar that we did last year. It was hosted by a Zero Waste Malaysia, and so prior to having the bazaar, when they were spreading news about bazaar, they were just telling people to bring their own bags for shopping at the bazaar. And surprisingly, during the entire time, it was great for us because we actually ran out of packaging during that time, and everyone who came by, they said, "Oh, no need a bag, thank you." And we were just amazed by how a simple change of a mindset can make a difference. So we try to encourage people to bring their own bags to events if they're coming to visit us or to purchase anything, to just choose not to take a bag. It's unnecessary, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think as well. Adding on to that, I think what we've noticed recently with some of the grocers around Klang Valley and whatnot, you're noticing that some of them have started trial running programs around not having bags available. And I really like that. I think it's really nice to see. And to be honest, I feel more comfortable shopping and buying groceries as well at outlets like this that support more environmentally friendly practices. Right?
And to
Have you
top
guys
that, right?
noticed this? Yep.
Yeah, it's actually I noticed that as well in our premise. So after we have stopped the supply of plastic bags and the word got spread out, then some of them actually brought their own reusable bag, recycling bag.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah,
Great,
up
great.
until now, although we are providing bags, some of them will say, never mind lah, just small items only. I can just carry on my own. I think humans are trainable in the very end. Just have to give them a very strong why that they need to move towards this direction.
Yeah, definitely. So provided we're conditioned, so you're saying provided that we set up the conditions to be as such, and then okay lah, we will adapt to it lah,
We will
essentially.
definitely adapt to it.
Great. All right.
Slowly but
Okay.
surely we'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's great that we're all taking this to a fun fact for the audience today. I was just talking to Sin and Kelvin uh, over the past few days, and then we realized that we've all sort of crossed paths in our lives quite many years ago. And the funny thing about like for example me and Kelvin was that we at one point in 2010,
2010.
was it 2010, Kelvin?
2010.
Yeah, in 2010. So in 2010 we were both in Adelaide, South Australia, living in the same city. And it's not just that, it was living in the same building on the same floor in two different units, and we just never realized each other. I mean, we didn't know each other back then, but what a small world to know that, uh 10 years later we're on FB Live together talking about sustainable practices. and
Do
and
you,
and
do you ever
same as
go
well,
back
right?
there?
I went back 2 years ago, and yeah, I noticed a lot of things have changed. But one thing I like about how the Australians are when it comes to the environment, they're very civic minded, and they will call you out if they see you littering in public. And I think we need more of those good vibes here as well. We shouldn't be afraid to call out whenever people make mistakes. For example, and it's okay to make mistakes, but as long as we fix them, especially littering in public and so on and so forth. And then you guys were just sharing as well, right, Kelvin? You and Sins. Apparently, you were she was. What was the story around how you know each other before this?
Oh, we don't know each other, but we went
We
to
don't
the
know.
same primary school, kindergarten, and high school.
How about that? How about that? Such a small world. All right.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
I was living in Japan for a bit, about 3 months in Japan in maybe about 10 years ago. And the way they separate the trash for recycling and also trash management is amazing. They
Okay.
have probably like 9 different types of
Wow.
trash that they
Wait.
separate
Yep.
into,
Yep.
and they do it by burnables and then glass, aluminum, paper. They they really take their recycling and trash management really seriously. And
Yep.
most places where you go into the city or even in towns everywhere, you do not see trash anywhere. They are very well educated, and I think education is the way to go if we are to make Malaysia a better place in terms of not having trash everywhere or recycling. We have to start with the children and teaching them how to do it. And in CM Eco, you have an Eco
Yeah.
Kids program. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Sin. So just to share with the audience as well, we are in the midst about to launch our Eco Kids program in July, and the program actually, the idea of it actually came around, how a couple months back you sort of there was this viral news going around online where people were talking about when you're driving in public, someone screens down the window and a bag of rubbish just shoots out. And, and it was a bag of rubbish filled with other plastic rubbish in it, and it wasn't just one piece. And it was a completely mind blown. Like, what just happened? And you realize that it actually starts from home. Now, if throughout growing up from a kid, you thought that it's wrong to litter in public, then you wouldn't see it happening today. And as a result of that, we thought long and hard about okay, so if we're going to be educating the market on how best to lead sustainable, eco-friendly lives, then yeah, where better to start than with the kids? And through that, we actually are looking to launch the program at the end of July, during the school holidays. And yeah, stay tuned on our CM Eco page as well for updates around that. So guys, before we move on from here, or to the audience, while you're still tuning in, we've got some fun, fantastic news for all of you who are around and paying attention. We've got some amazing freebies that we put together, and I know everybody likes freebies. But before I show you what we've got in store for you, I wanna say I wanna see some comments come in from the audience and say, yes, I want freebies. Yes, give me some. Yes, now. Like, like that joke, the guy was talking about, like, prime now, like everything is instant these days. Prime now, prime, like, soon you want, like, give me what I want without me asking for it, and deliver it into my hand, even before I say what I want. Like, all right, okay, so we're getting some comments. No, Mr. Oh, yes, you'll get some freebies, and we'll send these freebies out to you. All right, guys. I love this comment. Like, Gino over here is like, yes, I want freebies, and he's just gone crazy. It's like, now he wants it now. Love it, Gino. And then we've got that. All right. Yay, more freebies. Love freebies. This is from Marissa. Oh, hey, Marissa. Thanks for joining us as well. Nick, Karinisa, Tim, Yipeng. Now. All right. Okay, so for the freebies, okay, we're gonna put them up now. Okay, I'm quite happy. I love that you guys are putting on these comments there on the freebies. All right, so we're gonna put them up now. So for today's session, guys, now this is what we have installed. Okay. Surprisingly enough, when we put up all the stuff and freebies that we want to provide for today's session, it's a total value of up to 808 ringgit. We feel the number a bit longer, so that's pretty cool. and for today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna share a link into the comment section, and what you can do is when you click on that comment, we want you to share that out with your friends as well. So we're gonna play a bit of a game for the number of shares. Now, with that link, we have two tiers, all right? So tier one, first 20 participants randomly selected from today's session who are going to share this out. What you will win is freebies valued at 35 ringgit, where you get one face shield, courtesy of National Pharmacy, one stainless steel reusable straw set from CM Eco. It's the ones here. See, like this one's here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. You can see that. Woo! Okay, and one hand sanitizer, 50 ml one from the Asli Co. Awesome. And for tier two, the person with the highest number of shares for that link, we are gonna give you a special gift worth 108 ringgit, and that's for that one you get three times the face shield, three times the stainless steel straws, right? Three, woo! three times, and also one massive hand sanitizer to make sure that you're safe and sound. You are going around with your reusables, and you're being eco-friendly and safe post MCO throughout it all. All right, so guys, do look at that link that we've got on the side. It's all right. So Jin's just gonna share that for us. All right. Okay, guys. So Kelvin, can you share a bit about the King Sumo link that we've just shared as well?
Okay, so that is the freebies giveaway. You just click on sign up with your Facebook account, and then after that, to get more entries, you can actually select email to as many friends that you have that you want them to know about these freebies. All right.
All right. Cool.
So
cool.
Would
all right.
you want to introduce a bit of your product on what that you are sharing out?
Oh yeah. Okay. So just again.
Hello,
So I'll go. So for us guys, when you're going outside right now, we're being hygienic and everything. I think the best way to be hygienic is to bring about your own reusable, because you know where the reusable has been. You know that you're keeping it clean on your own. And we're giving away the fantastic metal straws here. All right.
Wow.
Stainless steel straws. All right. So for as long as you're sharing those links, you'll be getting one of these. Now again, top 20, right? Top 20, and that one person who really wants all the gifts. Okay. Moving on. Xin, you want to share what you're sharing?
Is there one straw for bubble tea?
Oh yes, we do. Yes, I remember you had a fun fact as well. about this. Yeah, there we go. We have one for smoothies and bubble teas, right?
Yeah, I'm a bubble tea addict, and I drink a lot of milk teas. And I used to, I think I can drink more than one a day sometimes if I'm craving for it. So that's why we have a lot of. That's how our first product came about, because I was drinking so many bubble tea cups, and we were having a lot of plastic cups lying around,
Yep.
and
Yep.
so we decided to reuse them for our product.
Nice. Nice. Can you show us? Can you show us? Do you have them with you right now? Like, can you show us
So,
what you do with that?
so the cement is poured in,
Wow.
and
Okay.
the
Okay.
the the pot is molded in the cup,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
when you take it out, they paint it, and it becomes a little
Wow.
house
Is
for your
it- is-
succulent.
oh,
Yeah.
nice. That looks amazing. I want one. Nice. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. What about you, Kelvin? You were showing
All right.
snippets of
This
your
is
face
actually
shield.
face shield. It's a junior
Okay.
face shield, which is suitable for kids 3 to 4 years old, as long as they can put it on, and to up to 12 years old. All right.
Nice.
This face shield is actually, if let's say the screen is you have scratches on the screen, you can actually detach it and just put a new sheet.
Okay. Okay.
All right. It's
Love it.
actually meant for kids that are going back to school. This is why we're
Okay.
having all this kind of promo, and it's very breathable, and you can fill it up to for kids to makan.
Nice.
And after that, they close it back and continue their school.
I like it. I like it a lot. And this comes just in time as the kids are going back to school, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. All right. Cool. Here's an awesome comment from from Gino, in the crowd. You know, it says he said, "Oh, sorry. There we go." So I've shared it. I want my free gift now. Kelvin, did you have a timeline by when we will let the results out, and they'll be receiving an email on that?
Oh yeah, right. Once you key in the click on the link, it will say you have 23 hours and 13 minutes left, and there will be 20 winners altogether. And the grand prize winner, the one that shared the most, will win the one with 108 ringgit of value, right?
Yes. Yes. Correct. All right. All right. All right, guys. So I think as we come toward the end of the session, any last pieces of advice to our audience today, moving forward?
Oh, from our sanitizers, we've been looking at how people use them. Actually, a lot of people are using them uh, incorrectly, I would say.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because it's a lot of these sanitizers out there have alcohol, and but we see people spraying onto their hand and immediately smelling the alcohol fumes. So that is incorrect.
Oh.
So you have to spray.
They
And
wanted to get high.
make sure you rub it dry and rub all sides of your hands until all the alcohol has evaporated, and then only smell them. I know because our sanitizers have a very nice peppermint scent, so people are like wanting to smell it immediately, but do not. And make sure you just rub it dry first. Otherwise, all
Okay.
you're smelling is alcohol.
Okay. So as in once you rub your hands together until it's dry, then it's like
So
activated, like
yeah,
it's fully in
the
effect, is it?
alcohol evaporates really fast. So it just takes 30 seconds to just or less to dissipate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
just to
Cool.
top up from Zin,
Mhm.
do look. Usually we just sanitize the front faces of our palms, and we've forgotten our back. These are actually very crucial area as well. So do rub it on, and
Yeah.
even your wrist. Sometimes you
Okay.
just go, mm.
Okay, I see it. I
After you
see it
makan,
now.
then you go,
I've never done this, but this part I've always
yeah,
done
Okay.
this only. Like, okay.
5 to 6 palms, rub it out, and then the back of the hands, and after that, remember the wrist as well.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in for today. Again, a big thank you to Xin from the Aslico and Kelvin Koay from National Pharmacy. We will be posting your links as well to your sites and whatnot in the comments section so that our audience can reach out to you guys. Again, I'm just gonna pull this up again so everyone remembers it. All right. Okay. Again, the freebies, guys. Okay. So for those of you who have the links, do remember to click on the link, share it out, and be in the standing to win some of these lovely freebies that are going to be very useful throughout the coming weeks. All right. So okay. So to tip it off, thanks again, everyone. And that's all for today. Signing off from Coffee with CM Eco. We hope that you've enjoyed the session and do stay tuned for more to come. All right, guys. I will speak to you soon. See you all.
All right, see you
Vernon.
guys. And also thank you, Vernon, for inviting us for this talk, sharing about
Yeah.
how we are able to make our world a bit more sustainable. And we actually, there is another way of saying that we actually inherit the world from our kids instead of they inherit from us. So we have to juggle enough until we pass it on to them.
Hey, thank you so much for that lovely sentiment, Kelvin. All right, and Sin, all good, yeah?
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on this talk.
Yeah, it was lots of fun, guys. Really had a lot of fun sharing with our audiences today. All right. See you guys. I'm gonna end the broadcast now. Bye.